Edinson Cavani pulled back his trademark bow and arrow celebration, and the hopes Ryan Giggs had for starting his Wales reign with silverware were shot down. Uruguay mastered a bad pitch better than Wales, and though Giggs will have learnt more about his players, a morale-boosting victory was beyond them. Cavani marked his 100th cap by striking early in the second half as Oscar Tabraz's side sliced through a lapsed defence, and showed the strides Wales need to make when the competitive action begins for Giggs. This was a friendly tournament, but the seriousness with which Giggs took the China Cup final could be seen in his animated demeanour as the seconds counted down, with Gareth Bale trying to pick a way through and Ashley Williams pushed up front as a makeshift striker. Wales pushed hard for the equaliser but could not conjure the quality to unlock a Uruguay defence marshalled expertly by Diego Godin, and it must be said the South Americans approached the contest with commitment too. Cavani only came off towards the very end, and Luis Suárez stayed on for the duration. After the cakewalk over the hosts, this was a proper examination against an opponent of genuine international pedigree, and that is a great benefit. The spine of the Uruguay side that reached the World Cup semi-finals in 2010 remains, and their ability for retaining possession on an awkward surface left the occasional impression of Wales chasing shadows. At times it had the feel of the Euro 2016 semi-final against Portugal, when Wales simply came up against a technically superior collective. Twice Suárez hit the post in the first half when he should have scored, and it was no surprise when Cavani did find the back of the net in the 50th minute. But Wales had their moments too, notably when Fernando Muslera had to push wide a glancing Bale header, and the Uruguayans certainly benefited from officiating that caused Giggs to show he can dish out a touchline tongue-lashing when the mood takes him. It was a highly curious detail that Joe Allen was the only player to receive a caution from the Qatari referee. Yet Wales could also be their own worst enemies, letting Uruguay in without the requisite resistance, and they were very nearly behind inside 2 minutes, when Christian Rodriguez escaped down the right, and pulled a ball back for Suárez, who had checked his run to find space in the box. But his finish smacked the post, and his cry of angst told the story. Bale tried from 40 yards but it went straight at Muslera, and it was the same when Sam Vokes connected with a cross by Harry Wilson. Vokes headed over from Chris Gunter's cross, and Andy King then worked Muslera after speeding through midfield and shooting from range. But Wales always looked susceptible at the back, and a weak Gunter clearance allowed Mashers Vecino to sweep a volley just wide. More overplaying in defence ought to have given Uruguay the lead on the half-hour. Ashley Williams was put under pressure by his teammates unnecessarily but failed to look when passing back to Wayne Hennessy and put Suárez clear. Hennessy reacted quickly to push the ball wide, but Suárez had enough time to place his shot rather than hit the post again. James Chester then erred in failing to cut out a Suárez pass to Cavani, and Hennessy was required to palm over the subsequent rocket shot. Wales were playing good stuff in snatches, and King seized on a 1-2 with Bale to fire from 25 yards, forcing Muslera to divert the ball wide. On the stroke of half-time, the Uruguay goalkeeper did well to repeat the trick when Bale nodded on Wilson's free kick at close proximity with Vokes lurking. But Wales buckled 5 minutes after the break. Godin's ball from midfield caught out Chester too easily, and Rodriguez was through on the left. He had time to pick his cross for Cavani, whose run Williams had failed to track, and the finish was a simple tap-in. Soon after, Cavani could have doubled the lead but miscued when found by Guillermo Vela, and Wales had the offside flag to thank when Suárez did find the back of the net. Wales refused to wilt and pinned Uruguay back but did not get the rub or summon enough skill. Another effort by King was deflected narrowly wide, and when Lee Evans tried from distance, Muslera once again saved.